super duper exciting edition of Inside Media Weekly. I'm Ryan Boni. I'm here with Kevin Bastos.
I think I've been hit on the head. I'm checking myself.
You okay? How do you look?
On
You
mirror.
look okay?
I can't see myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretending to see myself, but I cannot.
And Justin Pinto is here as well. He's not
Yes.
checking himself. He's okay. Everybody's okay.
I see Mr. Bastos over there.
We're good.
I saw Bastos on the screen.
And the Sea Otters, they're not doing anything
there.
either.
Yeah, typical.
They are not.
There's something way wiggly over here.
Oh, you talking this light here?
I don't know. It's making a lot of noise. Something.
Nope, it's not it.
It's the light.
I think it's the
You
HVAC.
okay?
I don't know what it is.
How about that? Is that better?
Now it's done. Yeah.
Wait.
That thing is awful.
We'll bring it out.
I love how
sets.
Bring it out. I remember when that first made its
yeah,
arrival.
it's been around for a while. It's had some rough days. Speaking of rough days,
That's in trouble.
what?
Lost
it doesn't
a
make as much
couple of
noise
their
when it's
little
over.
things
Yeah,
there.
I don't know what's going on there. How about the John Wick?
We're jumping there already. We haven't had a show since before the Avengers came out, and we're
And
jumping
John
on
Wick.
John
Forget it.
John
Wick.
Save the puppy. John Wick 3 explodes out of the gates, according to Box Office Mojo. It had 22.7 million, 6-7 million this past weekend. Unseating
No, wait.
Avenger. I'm sorry, on Friday.
That- I was-
55.
It had a 55 million a weekend.
55.
Yeah, that's a pretty good weekend.
Let's go to the actual weekend instead of me just guessing. There we go.
56.
It's a pretty good weekend.
Yeah.
Finally bumped Avengers End Game off because Pokemon was not able to do that.
Well, it was the third week it was out, right?
Fourth.
No, I mean, Pikachu came out the third week it was out, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
It was unable to unseat.
It was close, but it could not.
It did have a good run for
Listen,
the
how much did
biggest
it earn so
video
far?
game adaptation.
Nearly $100
Yes.
million.
On
Look at the
$150
budget.
million budget.
150. Seems like a big budget for Pikachu.
It is a lot of money.
Well, he's not real.
It still made 20-some million, so it's not done.
No, and it made a lot of money for
Home movies, it's
yeah.
going to take care of it, so. That's going to be.
Once they sell the John Wick collection, the 3 discs.
I may have to buy that.
Have
Well,
you seen
there's
them
gonna
all?
be-
I don't
there's
think I have to
gonna
buy
be
it. I think I have to
4.
watch
There's
it.
gonna
Have
be
you
at
seen them
least.
I've seen the first 2.
I hear that I hear it's 1, 2, 3 because I haven't seen any and I kind of want to. My friend said, just wait and see them all in a row because it's almost like just the same movie in 3 parts. He's like,
Okay.
there's like no break between movie 1 to 2 or 2 to 3.
Okay.
So
I've watched 1 and 2.
don't buy the 3-pack because we're going to John Wick 5.
They already announced the 4th one.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
and-
come on, we're going. This is like Keanu Reeves, Fast and the Furious.
Oh, yes.
but making less money, but doesn't cost as much either.
Right.
Now you do have 2 years because John Wick 4 is
21, right?
scheduled for May 21.
Oh, what a
21.
good, yeah, they announced
21.
This is ours. 21. John Wick weekend.
Nothing else. Please stay away from our pre-Memorial Day weekend box office.
Yeah, watch like Avengers swoop in and be like, on the 20th, we're coming out with.
Actually, we didn't. We had all this extra footage. We're making another Avengers.
He does.
Avengers redo.
The director, Chad Stileski, does say that he could potentially end up just making John Wick movies for the rest of his career, and he'd be okay with it. Nobody asked Keanu
Whatever pays
about
the
that.
bills.
Right.
Whatever pays
Listen,
the bills.
So speaking of paying the bills, so
The reawakening. The awakening.
how much money has Avengers now made?
$12.
$6 trillion. So, of course, it's $771 million. Is that bothering you, or you want it? Oh,
No.
there's a little switch here.
Tremendous. Thank you.
Aww. All the big fans of the disco ball are now very, very sad.
We just lost 2 viewers.
We're down to -1 viewers.
So, as far as domestic gross goes, Endgame is still got a ways to go to hit.
It's
Force
not gonna
Awakens.
hit.
We'll
It's
never
not
make
going to
it.
get there.
However, on the
No, you want all
where's
time.
international?
You want all time.
I
and
screwed
then
that up.
International, worldwide.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's confusing. You click
we
international
go.
because you think it's what you want. It'll get there.
So, yeah,
Wow, it's a good day.
it may be the
You don't think it's gonna
highest
beat-
grossing.
Force Awakens, domestic.
Still
I don't
got
think
a
there's any
couple
chance it
million.
can. It started off with a $110 million lead after 1 weekend,
And already lost it.
and the Force Awakens is ahead of it pacing wise. I just don't see how Avengers becomes like E.T. of our generation. It just stays in the box office for a year.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Well, I finally saw this little Avengers movie, so I don't know if you want to discuss fully. We haven't had a spoiler-filled
Okay, ready?
discussion of.
yeah.
I liked it. It was good.
Okay, that's it. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
And that's the Avengers recap.
They had to kill someone. They killed two someones. I was a little surprised at Black Widow going. I was not as surprised with Iron Man going. I thought they may have done Steve Rogers instead, but
They kind of took
they
Steve Rogers
kind
out.
of did, but they did.
Make sure that he's not going to be around.
They can bring him back for another
He
sequel
handed
movie.
off the shield. It's over. He's done.
But he had to get old before the shield got handed off. They could do another back.
Oh, they could do another
time
Back in
movie.
Time.
There's already a Black Widow on the slate, right?
I don't know.
Boni, they released like the entire 20-some film
Except it doesn't
slate.
really say anything. It just says like X-Men
Slot for a
movie,
film here, yeah.
Avengers Untitled, Untitled Marvel spin-off, Spider-Man Untitled.
They're already taking care. This is our weekend.
Yeah, we got this weekend.
This is us.
John Wick 5. You go to your own weekend in 2023. We've claimed this one. Yeah, no, there's no way with the pacing that Avengers can catch it.
They do have a TBA for Black Widow.
Well, the TBA might be never.
It's back in time.
Oh, quick on. We're back.
I heard they're going to back in time it again. They've done a lot of those. I did like the back in time of Captain Marvel and a couple of little, for real comic book nerds, the Monica name here and, just
You talking
a
about
suggestion.
Avengers?
No, I'm talking about Captain
in
Marvel.
The movie
where-
Captain Marvel.
Mhm. They named the characters and, gave the allusion that this could be the other Captain Marvel. It appears later on.
I mean, Captain Marvel almost gets ruined for me with the Nick Fury eye thing. That almost ruins the whole movie,
Okay.
because to have that like something that you have no explanation for it to be such a
It just
toss away
happens.
random moment, you're just kind of like,
That's it?
That's it. Really? People have been debating this for how long? There's this like huge myth about it. It's been and it's that cat.
The cat, not a cat.
Which was
Dangerous cat.
also kind of
Dumb.
fine, but kind of dumb. Yeah.
Throwaway.
Yeah, I mean, I get what it was trying to do, and
I did like the flip in it, the Kree Skrull thing.
Yeah.
Who's the enemy? Who's good? That was
Oh, yeah.
was
Well,
effectively
yes.
done. But I did see something that ranked it the lowest of all the Marvel movies. I think that's wrong. I would not
No,
put it below
no.
some films there.
yeah, it's probably better than Thor 1 and 2.
Definitely better than the second one. Definitely better than Hulk.
Definitely better than. I would probably say it's a
Iron
better
Man
movie
2, probably 3.
than I'd probably rather watch Captain Marvel than Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I've only watched Age of Ultron maybe 1.5 times.
It's and there's a reason for that. Okay, it's not real.
I had a lot of high hopes going into that movie.
Yeah, and it kind of
That had
like
a
really let you
lot
down.
going in.
I mean, maybe now the time you go back and watch it, maybe it's got better. Because you go in with such high hopes for something.
Yep.
Because I was watching Endgame and I'm thinking to myself for the first like 40 minutes, I'm like, is this movie going to kind of be terrible? Like,
I remember you saying.
this is not what I thought was going to happen, and it's kind of corny. But I felt the same way about Dark Knight Rises. Like for the first like hour, I'm like, this isn't good. Did they really drop the ball this bad? I guess badly, whatever it is. But I thought Endgame was good. I mean, for a 3-hour movie that ties 20 plus movies together and 10 years, they did a really effective job of giving. Somebody could just kind of see it. If you saw Infinity War, you could just see this. You don't need to know everything. You're missing stuff with the backstories. I thought they did a really nice job having moments for true people who've read the comic books, or if you've watched all the movies, like the elevator scene again with Captain America. The going back in time, being places where they were before was interesting.
I liked pulling some of the characters back in. I wanted them to be pulled in sooner. Some characters I felt like only showed up for the last 15 minutes of the movie. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there's that character there.
Did you feel like Benedict Cumberbatch was on set for one day? Like,
Oh, yeah.
This one's like,
Oh,
the contractor
yeah.
got him in for one day and moved on. Yeah. I was a little underwhelmed only from the movie was fine. It was enjoyable to watch. I felt like that that they played it a little safe in my eyes. In that, I mean, I know they've killed a couple characters off, but I felt like the plot was kind of telegraphed so far in advance that you kind of knew, okay, well, they're, once we knew that time travel was going to be part of this, and it was kind of really confirmed for me when Paul Rudd appeared in the trailer, of it, and saying, okay, well, they're going to go back, they're going to get these stones, they're going to try to, they're either going to defeat Thanos back then or get them ahead of him, and at some point they'll kill him, and then at some point, somebody's going to die. I just felt like that they didn't really. There was none of that pull the rug out from under you type of moment in the movie that I was kind of hoping for a little bit. Where
I thought like the first 20-some minutes when they did kill Thanos, all of a sudden I was like, okay,
that happened fast.
Yeah. And then the whole go to get the stones, like you said, predictable, but the whole him coming back, surprise.
Well, as soon as
am.
The daughter got captured, you kind of But I felt like it's one of these movies that that I guess bugs me a little bit more as time as I thought about it. For instance, things that were kind of enjoyable, but then you go, Hulk, for instance, being reconciling these two halves like that. And they kind of made a joke about it, and he's taking a selfie, stuff like that. And I thought
it was over 5 years he did that.
I know,
it was like that in the movie.
See that last moment where he kind of was able to suddenly.
It was like that in the movie, but it was a 5-year time span. I keep remembering that this was over 5 years in the film.
Fat Thor.
Well, it's like
right.
My two favorite characters, Thor and Hulk, were kind of both became these. As far as these movies have been.
That surprises me.
Just because of the power they have, and just but they both became kind of these comic sidekicks almost to it. And then, Captain Marvel's excuse for why she wasn't around, which was a kind of a fun line at the time, saying, "Well, the rest of the planets don't have you guys." But then I thought, but Thanos has been this intergalactic threat that's been coming, and she's busy doing other stuff. It just kind of. I don't know. There were just little moments throughout that I thought for a 3-hour movie, I thought they could have explored the Hulk transition just a little bit, just give us a little bit more than they did on that. And I'm glad that Captain Marvel did not have a super huge role in it. I mean, she obviously saves the day in big ways a couple times, but I mean they kept it about the original Avengers that we've been following this whole time. So I thought that was good. And I thought I love the funeral scene flying through each of the groups, at the end. I thought it was very classy the way they did the end credits with all the characters. And it kind of made you realize it's not just the main characters, but man, they had a lot of big-named co-stars throughout this whole series.
There are a lot of people in these movies. I mean this budget was like $350 million.
Even bringing back like Robert Redford on that, I was like, wow, that is a good stretch there to bring... Yeah. Icon of Hollywood back in the film.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
And then there's been lots of debates. Okay, so the time travel was kind of a little confusing. They set these rules up, and then this whole end of the movie kind of breaks the rules where they're like, well, nothing's going to change, and then all of a sudden Steve Rogers is old. And I get for big fans seeing him with Peggy, and stuff like that, but it just kind of, I don't know. I felt like they undermined a lot of the whole time travel story by, and as we were just talking about, trying to get him out of the way, I guess, to say, okay, he's moved on. Mm-hmm. I actually thought when I saw the back of him, I thought he was going to be pre-serum Steve Rogers, that he was going to be
thin guy?
Real small and little, that somehow, and there'd be some lesson learned here with it.
Don't mess with time travel.
Well, or whatever, or that, that he'd done that and he wanted to move on. Kind of the... I was thinking the end of Lord of the Rings, kind of once Bilbo's been through it, he can't, or Frodo's been through it, he can't be anything anymore. He's been, I don't know. So I found it a fun movie, but again, I just felt like for 3 hours that there could have been at least a couple of those moments where like I'm completely thinking something's going to happen one direction and. Other thoughts on?
I mean, I liked it. I think I like Infinity War as a standalone movie more. I mean, I think as a movie that you're just going to watch, it was probably a better movie, more cohesive. I mean, for lack of a better term, I don't know. But like I said, for something to be the ending of, I mean, I've seen so many things come to an end, and this is kind of like, I guess, Spider-Man: Homecoming or Far From Home, supposedly the true end of it. But this was kind of like the end, and you build it up so much, and I thought they did a nice job not letting us down like so many things have.
Sure.
Game of Thrones.
Looking at you, Lost.
Lost. Oh.
We're almost out of time already. Can you believe it? But I wanted to throw two quick things out for just an initial thought. Robert Pattinson as
Go on.
Batman.
If they do Batman Beyond, I can get behind it.
Okay.
If you have an old Bruce Wayne and he's like the young somebody, I could get behind it.
Okay. And Disney came to an agreement with Comcast. They're now buying the last part of Hulu. Does this mean this is the end of Hulu now that they own the entirety of it and they're starting their own streaming service?
No, they'll probably keep them separate to make money.
I don't know if they can.
But who's going to put anything else on Hulu? Why are other companies going to
Disney's very
sell them?
wise. They're going to buy something else and just leave it there.
Okay.
You like that? $7.99 a month. NBC fans.
So we do have Aladdin coming out this weekend.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. Brightburn, which I'll be curious to see if any of these superhero fans go that way.
Yeah, that's like horror movie superhero. It's a very weird combination.
And we have Booksmart, which I had not heard of until I looked at it just now.
And I did not
Olivia
hear of it
Wilde
until
directing.
right then. First I ever heard of it.
To check and see if any of them were able to take down John Wick Part 3 on the next edition of
Aladdin
Inside
will.
Weekly.
Not a long time.
Like half of a day. It'll be. Yeah. That's all the time we have for in this edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.